Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and this is...
Autumn Garibay.
And this is...
Logan Garibay.
All right, and today we are going to talk about understanding American politics through Mario Kart 8. There we go. All right, so basically, we, like many people, we have a robust video gaming culture within the Garibay family. And Nintendo, like many American families, is a favorite among most people in the house, right? Each one of us has a game that we love. Mario Kart 8 is shared across all of us. We all enjoy it. I'm a big car guy, so I like it from that perspective. What do you like about Mario Kart 8?
It's a great racing game, and also the items bring a lot of extra fun into the game.
That's very, very true. What do you like?
Actually, not only do we have Mario Kart 8, we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So it has all of these different characters that I've never played with. My favorite is Yoshi, and in this game there are like almost a dozen different colors that you can play Yoshi as. It's great.
That's exactly right. And in addition to that, it's on the Switch, which I was very skeptical of that platform. It's turned out to be an incredibly strong gaming platform. We're a PlayStation family, and then we added the Switch to that. We have never owned a Microsoft Xbox ever, and we do have handhelds of different types. So when it comes to video gaming platforms, we are a Switch. We're a PlayStation first, Switch second. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Now, so in order to understand American politics, right now the two relevant candidates in the primary race, or adjacent to the primary race, is Joe Biden. He is barely insofar as that he is the presumptive nominee, and insofar as he's the only one officially still running that hasn't unsuspended. Andrew Yang, he is adjacent to the primary race in that there are a lot of people just like me who are hoping he will unsuspend and give us a real candidate again, someone who can actually finish 4 years, actually 8 years, which is the real ask of every party now. And so we really want a real candidate back. So Andrew Yang is right now behind, and Joe Biden is out in front. Logan, can you talk to me about what happens with a car that's behind in Mario Kart 8 and a car that's out front with Mario Kart 8?
So in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, there are a variety of items. Some are really, really good, and some are decent, not really that good. So mainly what happens is that the players in the back who are lagging behind, they get better items so they can catch up to the people in the front.
That's exactly right.
But the people in the front get less useful items, so the people in the back get a chance. Because if they just had bullet bills, they could just rush in when they're already in first place, and what would be the point of that?
Exactly. What's your thought? Do you think Logan captured all that, or is there anything to add there?
Yeah, that was a great description of that, Logan, where the top players get hit the hardest, and the ones behind get the most help. And I think to connect that to politics, that's the way most Democrats want America to work as well. Thinking
that's exactly right.
Your position in the race as how much money or wealth you have. So, like I said, I think most Democrats think this way, including Biden. I think Warren and Sanders were most vocal about it, but really stressing, like, yeah, we're going to hit the top 1% with blue shells and give all the most needy people bullet bills. But we've played a lot of other racing in games. We typically always have at least one in the house. And to connect this to Yang, he almost reminded me of those other games where everyone, there aren't different items, everyone just gets a tank of nitrous. And you can use it whenever you want throughout the race to give you the most advantage to as you see fit. And I would think that as UBI. Everyone gets the same thing, and $1,000 a month, and there will be people who, regardless of if you're in first place or last place, and you can use it as you see fit. So both every racing game we have in the house is very fun. I think that there does need to be some kind of boost system in American economy. we actually did play another racing game with no boosts. It was very realistic. It was called Dirt Rally, and I think if I could say, maybe that's what the Republicans want.
Yeah,
no boosts.
No boosts. Your car just goes. What's the timer? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So now, I think you're talking about how American citizens are treated.
Yes.
That's exactly right. Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. So let's go right down the line. So do you think that Americans who are behind, as far as having cultural power, as far as having money, and any other metrics, that too alone is enough, right? So, that gets complicated because some people don't have money but have more cultural impact. Boy, that's fascinating. You know what? Let's just talk about money. Let's keep it there. So if you're an American and you're making like less than $50K, and there's another American and that person is making $150K a year, let's completely remove everything. We're not going to talk about if they're married, any other metrics, just their pure salary. Do you think that the president, that the legislative, the judicial, and the executive branch should structure it so that they have items that help them catch up to everybody else? What do you think?
Yes, I would believe that would be helpful.
Totally agree. I think they through tax, through policy, I definitely think we should make it easier for people who are economically behind to catch up. I love the Mario Kart 8 policy for the government dealing with American citizens. What do you think?
I think the same as these two. I think it would be beneficial to give the people in the back some extra help. And right now, it's kind of the opposite way, where like.
Oh, wait! Let's stop right there because you're right. Let's frame that question. It's a great point. Do we think America is doing this right now? Is the American government giving people who are behind economically items? Like, are they giving them bullet? Go ahead.
Yes, I do believe that through various programs. I think that typically what the Dems are talking about are they all need to be improved in one way or another. But yes, there are these quote unquote items for those.
I think the answer is the government is giving out items for people who are economically behind to get them, but it doesn't matter because the distribution, that the government's ability to explain to people what they have coming to them is virtually nil, and then getting the item to the person is so complicated, so arbitrary, so frustrating that most people who would be in position to actually get the item don't do it. So in Mario Kart 8, the item literally, like, you see it, you drive through it, you have the item. How do you get the items?
Yeah, you drive through mystery boxes,
right,
and then you get a random item.
Yeah, but you're right. They're absolutely right in the middle of the road. I think in real life, they're tucked away behind bushes sometimes. Yeah.
Right, and I think what's happening right now in American politics is there are items available to people who are behind, but they don't know where they are. They're not really visible. And what you have to do to get them is fill out incredibly complicated forms, which people who are economically behind are not that great at to begin with. Often, not always, but often, they're not incented to fill out forms. They're not excited to fill out forms, so they don't. And I think what's even worse is I think the items are there, and I think the people who don't even need the items, people who have money, are collecting them. We are seeing this right now with the coronavirus, where extremely well organized companies that don't need help are collecting up the coronavirus benefits, and the companies that are struggling because they're not good at filling out forms and doing scheduling and all that kind of stuff, and they are missing out. It is horrible. What do you think? Do you think the government is giving out items to people who are economically behind?
I do think it's like you have, again, the same thoughts, but it's a little bit different. I do think it is a bit hard for people in the back to get items or like help, really. And like Autumn said, it might be in a faraway bush. But also, I think when they get that item, they're expecting like 3 mushrooms, but in the end, they might get 1. at the least.
Right.
So
Right.
Also true. Good point, Ben.
Here's a question. So, let's think about the items in Mario Kart 8, and let's think about American citizens. So, when you collect an item in Mario Kart 8, there's different types. So, explain what a bullet bill does.
Okay, so a bullet bill is one of the items that you can only get in the back. You can't get it if you're
Only if you're last,
yeah, or
behind number one.
close, like
Right.
8, like 6 through 6 through 8.
Position 6 through 8. Okay.
Okay.
Out of an 8-person race. Go ahead.
Yes. 8 is in the back.
Right.
What it does is when you get it and you use it, you immediately turn into a bullet that auto guides you through the course at an insane speed. So if I'm like in 8th place and I use it, I might get in like 4th or 5th. So it's really, really powerful, and it auto guides you through the course.
Now what? And it takes you to a. Now, do you strike another player?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyone in the proximity of you while you're rushing will get hit and go.
And they'll spin out,
Yeah.
right? So let's talk about that. So one, there is absolutely one bullet bill already in American policy, which is tax. Oh, you know what? That's not even true. I was about to say you're taxed at a higher rate, but again, functionally, the rich pay very little in tax. They are taxed at a higher rate, but they're so smart and they're so capable, especially with forms and systems, that they just hire people to help them find the way to pay as little tax as possible. And so the reality is, so here's the question. Should items that are being supplied by the American government to American people who are economically behind, should they start to be structured like a bullet bill, where they are actually pulling the people at the top and giving them problems rather than and allowing those others to catch up? Or do you think no, the government should absolutely not do that? Go ahead.
Personally, I think I'm kind of steering away, but
It's okay.
no
Go
pun
right ahead.
intended. But that's kind of what a blue shell does. So
Yes, let's talk about a blue shell.
Yeah, and I think generally we can split this up into 3 things. There are items that help you, that speed you up, that hurt others, or like bullet bill do both. And there are different items that do that to varying degrees. But yeah, I think that you made a good connection. I think maybe...
Wait, I apologize. They do 3 things. Hit it again.
So there are items that help you, speed you up, that hurt others, pull them back, or that do both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I understand where you're going there. So what does a blue shell do?
Okay. So it's again one of the items that you get in the back. It's really powerful. Basically, when you throw it, the shell, normal shells, you throw them, and
they would hit the target in front of you.
Yeah, they go straight.
One of the drivers in front of you. Go ahead.
But this shell avoids everybody else. You can get in the path of it, but it avoids everybody else and hits the person in the front.
Wow.
First place.
And spins them, right? Wow, holy cow.
But the person who uses it in the back doesn't gain anything. They just throw it and it hits them. Yeah. They don't get any boost.
Right. Now, can you think of an example of an item that does both? That helps the player in the back and hurts the player in the front?
Yeah, as he say, bullet bill, it speeds you up and anyone in the way gets set behind.
Wow. Oh, yes. Right.
Yep.
Okay, so wait. Bullet bill hurts, helps in the back, hurts in the front. Blue shell hurts the people in front. And what was the other one? One that just helps you?
Yeah, like a mushroom just speeds you up. Yep.
Perfect. Right. So those are 3. So, one, I think America does not actually have any bullet bills. Like, I don't think there's any ones that actually harm the people in the front and hurt the people and help the people in the back. We do. I think we do have items that help the people in the back, but they're so arcane that very few people use them. And then ones that just hurt the people in the front, I don't think that exists either. Like,
I think that the closest analogies to these things would be like you said, taxes, I believe, are intended to hurt people at the front, and I think that they're also intended to be both. They're
right.
intended for
That's
that
exactly,
money
that
to
is
be used
100% correct
to help. with the government, I think that doesn't always happen. So sometimes it's just it just hurts. But the intention is always to kind of level the playing field. Hurt the front people, help the
let's
back
do
people.
it this way. If Biden wins, what will he put in Mario Kart style? If Andrew Yang wins, what will he put in Mario Kart style? I'll go first, just give you guys a framework. I think if Joe Biden comes in, he will make items that are like the mushrooms that help the people in the back. That'll be universal health care. That will be universal child care. And I think that's it. And then I think he will not make any items that hurt the rich at all. I think he's too aligned to the rich personally. But I do think he genuinely wishes to help the other ones. Andrew Yang, I think what he will do is he will make items that help. I think he would make items that help everyone. So essentially, I think Andrew Yang would give a mushroom to every player simultaneously, right? So he would make items that helped everyone. And I think he would make, he's already said it, he rolls hard against tech. So he would make items that specifically would hurt the tech rich to pull them back. And then I don't think he would make any that would help the people behind and pull back the people and hurt the people in front. I think he would give items that help everybody to everybody, but I think he would absolutely make items that specifically hurt the people who are in front specifically because of tech. And the reason why is I think he's coming from the perspective that data belongs to everybody. Actually, not data belongs to everybody, but that tech has become so wealthy because of the American structure that they need to pay back to everybody else. What do you think for the two candidates?
Yeah, I think Yang's a little easier. I agree. I think he'd give 3 mushrooms to every racer, which, as I said, is kind of the Mario Kart version of Nitrous.
Yeah.
Biden's a little harder. Believe it or not, I might compare him to Bullet Bill, which is great for the person doing that. And as we said, it kind of knocks aside everyone in the way. But the caveat to that is since these players are in the back, they're also setting behind other players in the back. So I think he's going in with good intentions to help the people in the back, but through that,
behind.
Yeah.
It's a great point. What do you think?
I have a lot of the same thoughts as Autumn and Dad. I think, so I do think Autumn's idea, like the 3 mushrooms for everyone at the start of the race, and I think that I'm going with along with
And you think
Dad's,
Yang would put that in?
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I'm going along with Dad's idea, where Blue Shell at the start of the race to tech companies,
yeah,
like all the people in the front,
absolutely,
so,
yeah. And so I think, and so clearly, go ahead.
And then for Biden, I have basically the same thoughts as Autumn.
Yeah, that's good. So one, this idea for this video was Autumn's. I want to thank her for it. I actually think this is a really deep topic. And I actually really think we should really be thinking about Mario Kart. Andrew Yang should absolutely be thinking about, should play Mario Kart 8, and dive into it to see how he can give items to the American people, because this is a joyous game. It's an exciting game. It's a fun game, right? And I think that's one thing that we desperately need, because Joe Biden isn't bringing joy to anybody. He's not bringing fun to everybody, and he certainly isn't speeding anybody up, including himself. Mm-hmm. So I really am, Andrew Yang, please unsuspend. Please play some Mario Party 8, and then Mario Kart 8, and help this country out. All that's our opinion. We'd love to hear your opinion on it. Do you play Mario Kart 8? Who's your favorite driver? Let us know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.